What's good, everybody? Appreciate you checking in. We are 1 month, exactly 1 month away from the 2024 NFL draft. And in a lot of my previous videos, I talked about draft prospects. And because we are now close, I want to come on here and do a live draft with you guys, get your feedback, kind of walk you through the process that I'm thinking of as players drop off the board and as players are available during our picks throughout this entire draft. And so obviously we sit at number 13 on my draft at number 13. Now, just so you know, I'm not going to do any trades in this mock draft. Zero trades, and we're going to do a full 7 round draft. So roll with me on this one, and I want you guys' feedback. Again, I'm going to kind of walk you through my thought process on all rounds and all picks. And so before I do that though, if you could please like this video, subscribe, turn those notifications. Now, in my previous video, I just announced my third giveaway on this channel. And so I hit 2,500 subscribers, and I did that a lot quicker than I expected. But this is my way of just saying thank you and showing my appreciation. So if you want to be involved in that, go check out my previous video, and in the comment section down below, type in giveaway and let me know who your favorite Raider of all time is. And so if you want to be included in that, hit that subscribe button, go to my previous video and go do that in the comment section. So, but I appreciate all you guys. And tomorrow, which would be Tuesday, March 26th, I will announce who that winner of my third giveaway is. So you got about 12 hours from the time of me launching this video. You got about 12 hours. So get included in that if you want to. All right, let's get into this. I'm excited. Um, so let's see. Jaden Daniels off the board first. Now, again, these mock drafts are a little rough, but as long as those top three quarterbacks move consistently, Jaden Daniels, Caleb Williams, Drake May, I think it is pretty consistent. But again, I'm not going to do any trades, guys. I'm just sticking where I'm at. And so, first and foremost, obviously, are um, the needs and the positions that we need to address is first and foremost quarterback, offensive tackle, corner, and we really got to look at right guards. And then after that, we're really looking at depth pieces and really creating competition in a lot of those position rooms. And so I'm actually looking at this. The one guy that I like at this spot is Talisi Fuaga. He is still there. I love picking him at number one. Now, a lot of people want us to go corner or what have you, but to me, I think this is a very deep corner class. And so I think we can still get a pretty good corner later in the draft. So I'm going to get my favorite guy, which is Talisi Fuaga. Talisi Fuaga, he's from Oregon State. He's a natural right tackle, played right tackle his entire college career, and we need a right tackle. So it's going to be an easy transition for him going to the league, and he is a mauler. Not only is he really good at pass blocking, but he is gonna block to punish you. And with Luke Getzey coming in, and he's really gonna want to lean on that running game, I think Talisi Fuaga would be a great fit. And so coming in into our second pick, I'm going to look at who we got. And this is kind of where I want to target a corner. I'd love to see us pick a corner in the second round because we didn't get one in the first round. Let's see who's left on the board. And TJ Tampa. He's sitting there. Now, one guy, Enos Rakeshaw out of Missouri, I really like him. He kind of gives me Devin Witherspoon type of feeling. And so I really like him. If he was there, I probably would have picked him over TJ Tampa, but I like TJ Tampa. He's a tall, long, lengthy corner that has great ball skills. He attacks the ball. He's got really good instincts. He has really good recovery speed, and he's aggressive coming up on the run. And so getting TJ Tampa in the second round, um, I will be all for it. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to go with TJ Tampa in the second round. So to kind of recap, our next pick is at number 77. We got Talisi Fuaga in the first round that solidifies our right tackle. And then in the second round, we got TJ Tampa, which opposite of Jack Jones, I think that has a really good chance of finding ourselves a true lockdown corner. So let's jump back into the draft. That's the end of the second round. Third round is kind of where, because we've addressed our offensive tackle situation and our corner situation, I'm really going to look at solidifying, even though we made a lot of moves on the D line. I'm going to see if he's potentially still there. Um, Look, this might be a little bit of a reach, could be just a slight reach, but I think even though they have him ranked at 118, I think he's going to go in that second round, in my opinion. Braden Fisk, I think, would just solidify our defensive line across the board. Now, obviously, we brought in Christian Wilkins, and I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna make this pick, and I'll explain why. We have Christian Wilkins. We re-signed Adam Butler and re-signed John Jenkins. One thing you have to remember is John Jenkins. He's 34 years old. He's on the older end. I think he's more of that short yardage type of guy, that third and one, fourth and one type of guy. Because Tyree Wilson found a lot of success last year in the interior. I think he's still probably going to play in the interior, but he's not big enough to be that short yardage guy. And then he Adam Butler was more of a rotational guy last year. Now I think he's going to grow and he's going to get better. He only played 50% of snaps last year. So I still think you got to kind of view him as a really solid rotational piece. But going back to Tyree Wilson, he might start to work more in that DN role, maybe rotate with Malcolm Coons. And so if we do find ourselves in that situation, we have to solidify that guy that's going to play all three downs right next to Christian Wilkins and Braden Fisk. I think is going to be an absolute monster, in my opinion, could be the best D lineman to come out of this year's draft. And so I've been high on him ever since the last couple weeks of him playing at Florida State when I started doing my research on potential prospects. So recap real quick: Talisi Fuaga number one, TJ Tampa, Braden Fisk. Now in this third round, looking at where we are, one of the guys that I think that will still be here, but will also provide really a solid piece to our offense based on Luke Getzey and what he likes to do, and also keep in mind uh, Tom Telesco in a couple interviews that he was talking in during the combine. He's not sold on that lead back strategy, and so there's a good chance that we might find ourselves in a running back by committee type of situation. So I'm going to go and I'll explain why as we go through this. I'm going to pick up Ray Davis. Ray Davis, in my opinion, is he is my favorite running back coming out of this year for many reasons. But we still have Zamir White. But let's be honest. As much as Zamir White did look pretty solid the handful of games where he had an opportunity prior to him getting that chance, there was a good chance that people were talking about him being a bust. And I need more to go off of to know that he is that solidified number one back, and we can put all of our chips into one basket. And I don't think that's the case. Yes, we picked up Alexander Matson, which is great, but one thing to remember, Alexander Matson got his opportunity as the number one running back in Minnesota last year, and it didn't really pan out. So there are still some question marks as to who is going to be that lead back. Zamir White is that lead back as it stands right now. But if you have an opportunity to get a guy that could solidify himself as that number one and get him as a rookie, just like we did with Josh Jacobs, unfortunately, he went on to Green Bay. I think you got to take advantage of that. And Ray Davis, in my opinion, is that guy. And so as it stands right now, we got Talisi Fuaga at number one, right tackle, TJ Tampa, Braden Fisk, and Ray Davis. Now we're sitting at number four, the number four pick. Now, keep in mind, this is where it gets tough, right? We have the 148th pick in the fourth round. We got a long ways to go for that next pick in the fifth round, which would be at number 208. So that's a lot of picks. And so this pick might be a little bit of a reach, but um, kind of what I'd like to do is look back, or actually, sorry, on the offensive side and kind of look at the guard situation and where that stands right now. And so in the fifth round, I still think we got some guys. I'm high on a couple guys that I'm seeing here. So I'll give you a little more details on that. Let's address the quarterback situation. And this guy is my sleeper, Devin Leary. I'm gonna grab him to kind of solidify some more competition. We do need a third quarterback. Devin Leary played at Kentucky. He was a transfer. When he played prior to Kentucky at NC State, he was breaking records at NC State. He was a solid quarterback over there. He did transfer to Kentucky, and I think he got dealt a tough situation. Their O line did not look very good. He really didn't have too many receivers to throw to, and he's learning a new system. And so, even though his stats didn't look great, I think that he has a good chance of transferring to the NFL and learning the NFL style of football. Not, I don't want to say easily, but I think he can find himself becoming pretty comfortable and he's similar to the quarterbacks that we already have. You know, Minshew is somewhat of a mobile quarterback, kind of that RPO style quarterback, and Devin Leary showed a lot of that in Kentucky, and so I really do like his ability. He's not a mobile quarterback. I wouldn't classify him as a mobile quarterback, but he can move, he can extend plays, and he can take off and run if he needs to. And so I really do like that out of him. So now we find ourselves in the sixth round. Let's do a very quick recap. We got Talisi Fuaga, TJ Tampa, Braden Fisk, Ray Davis, Devin Leary. We got three more picks. Now we're standing at 208. Let's take a look at the offensive guard situation. And it actually fell perfectly. I'm going to pick up Jarrett Kingston. We need an offensive guard. I would like us to address the offensive guard situation in free agency prior to the draft or maybe just after. We have, there's a couple guys out there. Again, I've said it in previous videos. Lucas Patrick, which the Chicago Bears last season. He knows Luke Getzey's offense. I think he was the best lineman on that Chicago Bears offensive line. Even though as a whole, that Bears line wasn't great, I think he was the best one, hands down. And I watched five of his games last year, and I think he was a pretty solid right guard for them. But we also have Greg Van Roten, which was our right guard last year, which did extremely well. And so we can bring him back if needed, but we definitely need some depth and someone to possibly slot him in. Jarrett Kingston, watching his film, man, I loved. He could improve on his pass blocking, but his run blocking, he's a mauler. He comes after you, and that's what I'd like to see again because of what Luke Getzey's offense is going to want to do. And so now we're jumping into the seventh round. And so in these last three picks, I'm really looking for where are those kind of maybe possible like tweener players or players that you can develop into that could be a solid special teams player, but could develop into really competing for that starting job. And I'm going to kind of go back to the corner position here, and let's see where we're sitting. Okay, so one guy that I actually like, it looks like he was already taken. So Dwight McGlothern, I really like him out of Arkansas. I think he's a lengthy corner that could really help us with that depth at the corner position. But I'm going to go a different corner. And again, go back and look at this guy's film. The only reason why his stats weren't great is because I believe he tore his or he injured his pectoral muscle. But prior to injuring himself last season, the corner Kamal Hayden out of Tennessee, that guy was solid. Just go back and look at his film. I mean, he has instincts on that football that is just as good as some of the top corners coming out of this draft. And he's a tall, lengthy guy. He locks down receivers. He's on their hip pocket wherever they go. And there's multiple games where quarterbacks just didn't even look his way. And that's why his stats looked a little off. He's not gonna have those flashy, you know, 2, 3 picks a game, that type of stuff. He looks solid. And so in the seventh round, I will definitely pull a trigger. One guy that I continuously try to target kind of as our last pick, and this is where we're coming into as our last pick in the seventh round, is a guy that I think could be just a solid special teams player and add depth to our safety room, which is Sione Vaki out of Utah. This guy I think could be again solid special teams player, but man, he is that hybrid safety that could play on top if you need it, but also can come into that box and play, inside that box and be a run stopper as well. I saw him play a few times last year at Utah, and he just continued to stick out or catch my eye as the game went on. And I went back and watched this film, and the guy he's got great instincts. He's got great instincts, and I think he's going to definitely help as time goes on. So let's recap this real quick, guys. Let me know in the comments down below what you think of this draft. Lacey Fuaga, TJ Tampa, number two, lockdown corner, potential lockdown corner can solidify that defensive backfield. Braden Fisk in the third round, Ray Davis in the fourth, Devin Leary in the fifth, Jarrett Kingston in the sixth to kind of help with that right guard situation. And then our two seventh round picks, Kamal Hayden, cornerback. Again, go take a look at this film, guys. Give me feedback on that. And then Sione Vaki. Guys, grade it 1 to 10, 1 being the absolute worst mock draft you've ever seen, or 10, the absolute best. Let me know in the comments down below. Give me some feedback. I appreciate you guys. Again, if you want to be involved in that last giveaway, you got about 12 hours left. Go to my previous video, hit me in the comments, giveaway, as well as your all-time favorite Raider, and make sure you're subscribed. So again, appreciate you guys. Look out Tuesday, March 26th, I will announce the winner of my third giveaway. I hope all you guys get involved in that because it's my way of saying thank you and appreciate all you guys. So appreciate it. Have yourself a great rest of your day, and I'll see you guys on the next video. I'm out.